Major Slack Attack.
Well, yeah, hey, how y'all doing? Welcome back to the Major Slack Attack, your first stop for titillating tactical gaming, and welcome to my Far Cry 2 walkthrough on Infamous difficulty setting. This is the first walkthrough I did on Major Slack videos way back in 2009, June 2009. I believe is when I first started that walkthrough. This is basically the walkthrough that kicked off my channel and put me on the map, so to speak. Although back then I was running the game in 4:3 aspect ratio and in a lower resolution, which meant that it was not in high definition. And I've always meant to remake this walkthrough. I'm gonna screw you over in this walkthrough. No, sorry. I always meant to remake this walkthrough in widescreen high def. And right now is the perfect time because I need some filler content, all right? I'm currently working on a walkthrough of a brand new game that is a game released within the last 6 months, and this will take approximately 4 to 6 weeks to prepare. It's a great game. I'm having a lot of fun with it, but it's going to take me about a month and a half to prepare this real walkthrough. So in the meantime, I need what I call filler content so that you're not experiencing dead air here on my channel, like where's the video, Slack, what's going on, so I mentioned this in the comments about a couple of months ago about remaking the Far Cry 2 walkthrough in widescreen here on Major Slack Attack, and the reaction was very enthusiastic. A lot of you guys said, yeah, Slack, that's a great idea, do that. So here we go. Far Cry 2 released originally in October 2008, if I recall correctly. It's a Ubisoft game, and it is, in my humble opinion, Ubisoft's answer to Crysis, which was released a year earlier and which really raised the bar, and all of a sudden hyper-realism in video games became all the rage. When Crysis was released, it was like, wow, check these graphics, and it was all about hyper-realism, all right? Now, in the words of the Far Cry 2 development team, we wanted to take the first-person shooter genre to the next level by giving the player unprecedented levels of freedom. And that's a bit of an understatement, because much more notable, I think, is the fact that Far Cry 2 was one of the first open world shooters to feature no HUD, okay? A completely HUDless experience. And for those who don't know, HUD stands for heads up display, and basically refers to all the elements displayed on screen in a video game to give the player information about his current status, such as health bar, ammo count, XP count, etc. Okay, all that stuff that pops up on screen and tells you what's going on in the game, all right? And Far Cry 2 did away with all that, so that as you play through the game, you are totally immersed in the gamescape. Okay, no health bars, no ammo counters, nothing like that. They only appear on screen when occasionally triggered by events in the gameplay. Okay, and then they quickly fade away, and you're once again left with your completely HUDless experience. And talk about immersion. Playing a game like this, immersion goes through the roof. What you're left with is what I've heard described as a mercenary sim, which is pretty much the best description I've heard of Far Cry 2. Not quite a military sim, because you're not in the army or anything, but a mercenary sim. I think that's a pretty good description. And you've heard me rant when playing later titles put out by Ubisoft how they never really had the guts to put out another completely HUDless game, such as Assassin's Creed 4 and more recently Far Cry 4. And there we go, that damned objective reminder there in the top left corner of the screen. I don't know what it is with Ubisoft's absolute, pardon my language, fucking obsession with objective reminders. They come close. They give us options in the game to turn off a lot of the HUD, but they never go all the way. They always seem to want to force feed us the objective reminder. Even if it says in the options that you can turn it off, they never allow you to completely turn it off. All right? So I personally think this was a reaction by Ubisoft to the poor reception to Far Cry 2. Game critics loved it, but users did not. If you go check out Far Cry 2 on Metacritic, you'll see that to this day it still suffers from a very poor user score. And this is because a lot of gamers just didn't get it when they came to playing Far Cry 2. I think what happened was Ubisoft gave us maybe a little too much freedom, and a lot of gamers just didn't know what to do with it. They said, what do we do? Yeah, and this led me to produce a series of articles on my website, MajorSlack.com, entitled How to Have Fun Playing Far Cry 2. That was my inspiration to write those articles, which many have told me completely changed their opinion of the game, and I'm glad I was able to, provide that service. Unfortunately, Ubisoft seemed to take it very badly that what I thought was a masterpiece. I think Far Cry 2 is an absolute masterpiece. Okay, it's one of my favorite games of all time, right up there with Skyrim, probably tied with Skyrim as my favorite game of all time. And Ubisoft took it very badly that Far Cry 2 didn't fly as high as they hoped, and have since turned their game development agenda towards a very annoying hand-holding, made for dummies experience, okay, with later titles. Something I've also frequently ranted about. You've heard me, joke, Ubisoft, so we hold hand while you play game, right? So here we go. Let's play the last great Ubisoft title before they descended into hand-holding hell. All right? Far Cry 2. Far Cry 2. No HUD. No stupid drug hallucination missions. No aliens or monsters. No tagging enemies. No detection meter. No skills. No RPG elements. Weapons breakdown. Totally open world. More realistic day and night cycle. It's a lot slower. It's much more realistic. I've heard people say that, they'll sit down in Far Cry 2 and watch the sunset. And I believe it. It's that immersive. The game is that immersive. And most important of all, the da 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 da, love, love, love. You can save the game anytime, anywhere, as often as you like. Yeah, okay, another game element that's going the way of the dodo. Yeah, you can save the game anytime, anywhere, as often as you like. Unfortunately, that only goes for the PC version, but the console version still allows you to do hard saves, numerous hard saves, that don't get overwritten, okay? That don't get annoyingly overwritten. So you can go back and replay certain parts of the game. And that happens at certain special save points in the game, okay? The PC version allows you to save anytime. Console versions allows you to save at certain points in the game. All right, so that's what Far Cry 2 is all about. Let's get this party started. Here we go. New story. Infamous difficulty. And here's the character selection screen. You can play as any character. You'll encounter a lot of these characters as you play through the game. If there's any particular character that you don't like, I would suggest playing as him so you don't meet him. You don't like Frank Builders? Play as Frank Builders and then you won't meet him. He's a bit of an asshole, actually. I'm going to play as Marty. I always play as Marty. He's the default, and, particularly, specifically because I don't really care, So that's that. Marty Alencar, Far Cry 2, infamous difficulty setting. Let's do it to it. There's an opening scene where you take a taxi into town, and it lasts about 8 or 9 minutes, okay?
Okay, we go. Hey, sir. Sorry for the delay. So you're going to a hotel in Pada? Yeah, I know the place. It's lucky for you. Pada has only one hotel still working.
And I'll let you guys just enjoy this cutscene, so I'll see you on the flip side, okay, when we get into town.
See that plane? You won't see any more very soon. It's probably the last one out of this country. Full of rich people. Only money and connections can get you out there. Bloody idiot. Nobody follows the rules anymore. I told him the plane's gone, but they don't believe me. Everyone thinks the big planes are coming back. Who can say anymore? Sanibonani bashakazi njani? Look at that. I see it. Hey, you lose so much to the fire. It smells like a virus, that thing. My brother has such a beautiful bungalow with a bar, 3 kettle. Hey, a rich man. A brush fire destroyed everything. And now he left the country. Yeah, he'll be dead.
This is Liberation Radio, speaking the truth for the truth seekers. And the truth is that your country needs you. Beware the evil APR scourge. A plague has gripped our beauty.
They're not fans of the DJ. Maybe his music choices. Who knows?
Ngibona bosa musimela i-checkpoint izolo ne.
Hayi mina mnumzana. Bengayanga
Ngizokhamba amanga
emsebenzini.
la ngiyakwazi. Khuluma iqiniso man.
Where are you headed?
My passenger driving him to the hotel in town.
You come from the airport?
Yes, sir. The airport. Gentlemen, you are posted here all day. On my way back, I grabbed some cold beer. You drink beer?
Yep. Beer. We drink beer. Hurry up then. Move along.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. See you soon, sir. Foreigners. Oh, no offense. But yeah, these militia, they come into our country, steal everything, and they leave us nothing. A lot of troops nowadays. It's okay. They keep to themselves most of the time. Don't let this concern you. Just boys letting off steam, right? You remember how it is. Everyone's trying to find a way out of the country. Only fools stay. Fools and cab drivers. Okay, sir, we are here. We made it alive. Hey, are you okay? You don't look so good. You tired? Long flight.
The target's presence in the state continues to be a destabilizing influence. He's largely responsible for the recent influx of weapons into the country in clear violation of the joint signatory framework. His reputation as a dangerous arms dealer is well deserved. Orders are to terminate. Well, that didn't work out the way they planned. I'm still breathing and you're the one with malaria. You can tell them you tried, but that means fuck all, doesn't it? You're fired. You know it, and so do I. You had your shot, but now it's over. And since men like you only work for money, you're no longer my problem. You'll have to find something else to do with yourself now. What your old clients don't seem to understand is that they can't kill me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Nobody kills me. Nobody. I'm the one who decides who lives and who dies. Me. You know, there's a book I read a long time ago. Still think about it every day. It helps me understand life out here. The book talks about men, about what motivates them. Simple, really. A living being seeks above all else to discharge its strength. Life itself is will to power. Nothing else matters. So long.
And that is it for the intro. Now we start playing the game. Take control of our character. And what follows is what's called the training and tutorial elements. This will last about 25 minutes. It's very unobtrusive, and that's coming up over the next couple of videos. For now, I'm going to sign off, and hope you're enjoying this walkthrough. And if you thought this video was remotely entertaining, hey, don't forget to give the old Slackster a thumbs up. Yeah, alright. See you next video.